Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Nichijou episode 23. Yes, we are so close, so very close to the end of the series. And I have a mixed feelings about this one. For one, I am happy to continue watching these episodes, episode 24, well, 23, 24, 25, and 26. But the problem is that it's only four more episodes and that it's it. This has become one of my favorite series. This has become one of the best comedy series I have seen so far. And yeah, it is amazing. And I love the opening. And this series has one of the best, in my own opinion, ending song that I have ever heard. And I have heard a lot, and I mean seriously a lot of times. It's that good, in my opinion. So yeah, it's kind of sad for me to be this close to the end, but I'm kind of happy because yeah, I will finally be able to see what is going to be happening in the last episode. Obviously, I'm not expecting something huge and grand and they're going to destroy the world or save the world, whatever. I don't think that is how the series is going to work. But still, I'm intrigued to know what is going to happen in the end. How are they going to end this series? So yeah, that's why I have mixed feelings. I want to see the end, but I don't want to see it at the same time. But anyway, let's just forget all of that and concentrate ourselves in the episode 23, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 23rd episode of the series. And yes, now we're concentrating more on the main characters. Again, it's kind of loosely saying the main characters. We have a lot more jokes with Yuko, with Mio, and of course with Mai. They have a more prevalent role in this episode, special. Yes, most of the jokes were amazing, were hilarious, were well paced, and that is something common for this anime. Common to have a good comedy when you start to watch Nichijou. That is obvious. We still got a little bit more of character development from what we used to consider background characters. The friends of, oh boy, the girl who likes Sahara, those girls get a little bit of more of a role. Especially in this one, and I'm speaking especially in this one, because one of them is finally going to confess. Unfortunately, the only attractive part, according to her, from his kind of crush was the mohawk. Unfortunately, as we know in the past episode, that mohawk disappeared thanks to the trick that his father just pulled on him while trying to pull away the mask. Obviously, he's following his conviction, and I mean Naganojo, something like that, something along those lines, is want to be a scientist and doesn't want to just go and waste the time with race cakes or whatever they are called. So yes, it's understandable, and yeah, none of the appeal is preserved on his head. So yeah, I love the faces that they make in the end. Another great part, of course, is the advancement of the Soccer Go Club. I think it's that, the Soccer Go. Which, of course, they are still looking for a freaking advisor because the teacher is still not wanting to be the advisor of said group. And yeah, I love the kind of blackmailing at first they are using. Oh, I'm going to tell anybody and everybody about your feelings for my sister. And yeah, that's kind of work, but it still runs away. And now it's not blackmailing, it's just bribing with a picture of a high school teacher. Well, the teacher, Sakurai teacher, as a high school girl. I was mixing to kid and girl. Yeah, again, sorry about that. And yeah, that is what finally convinced the teacher to be the advisor and expecting great things. But not only that, in the background there is still more movement. Because the president of said club, which is obviously just wanted to have fun, he doesn't want to do anything related to the sport. Now he's motivated and now wants to recruit more members to the club. And he is actually doing it, because once we saw on the roof, they were speaking that, oh, I want great things from this club. We see in the ground, in the level ground, we see the president club and the vice president kind of going after new members, even with the rain and all of that. Very dramatic moment, and especially I love the transitions they use in the scenes. The movement of the camera, it's pretty cool, it's pretty neat, and it's pretty rare, which they managed to pull it off. It's amazing. It's a more dynamic way of moving around the camera, and it's very, very interesting. Yeah, it doesn't fit because this is just a slice of life show, or is supposed to be a slice of life show comedy, and it's more for an action scene. But that is the main joke here. I love it how they using the tropes from other animes, and they use it to make a joke, and to make a great joke nonetheless. And of course, we have the Sakurai household, in which of course we discover not an entirely porn magazine, but a more like relaxed magazine, which is kind of more for adults, or at least older teenagers. And of course the sister doesn't want this, the other one is denying. And the magic of this scene is actually, the joke is not the magazine, it's the amount of times that the teacher just entered the room without knocking. That is the main joke. That is the purpose of the scene. It's great because, yeah, you want to see something else and you give another different thing, but it's still very, very satisfying. Now, there are a couple of things I want to speak about majorly. One is the transition that they use. At the beginning and in the first transition, you kind of see a person just ready to paint something, and doing a lot of gestures that obviously represent kind of, oh yes, I'm looking this through the angle and I want to see what is the best thing ever, whatever. All those transitions. At the beginning, I never thought much about it, just another transition. But in the end, especially with the short thoughts, I think, and I'm 99.9% sure that it's actually Yuko, the one that is on the transition. And yes, all the story that this transition told us, that actually Yuko tried to paint but failed in the end because, yeah, something was bothering her. I don't know what. Perhaps it's the same place with the series of bad luck moments for Yuko. I think it's pretty similar the way she was dressing. Yeah, it's bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. So yeah, I love the story. They tell us in the transitions. It's not even in the main show. No, it was done on a transition. Now, the main thing I want to speak about, my character development. It doesn't look like much. It's just very short, not a lot of dialogue, but you can feel the depth in that moment. That actually Mai feels bad because she released and left the dogs alone, believing that they will behave, perhaps. And they did not behave, and they scare a little girl, in this case the professor, and she feels bad, and that's why she wanted to go see the professor. And my guess, every single scene with Mai is connected to that. She's figuring out where does the professor live, where she can find it, what does she like, every single thing. And I love that moment because most of the time you perceive Mai as this person who doesn't care about anything, that is just there because of a comedic effect, and yeah, she has friends, but in the end it's not that important and all that. You feel that she's way too cold. And sometimes she is, but it's part of the banter with her friends. But when her actions affect somebody else, especially a little girl or a little boy perhaps even, but we're concentrating on the professor, a little girl, her action affect the little girl, she wants to apologize. She doesn't say out loud, oh, sorry, or I'm sorry, or something like that. But she apologized and wants to make amends in her own way. She's trying to show her what she thinks is cool with the statue, the wooden statue. And later on with something so ridiculous that what the hell is that? The apartment or something like that. The layout of an apartment, something along those lines. And obviously the professor doesn't find it cool. And Mai is trying to figure out why or what does she like. And she figured out in the end, sharks. And she is pretty good at drawing, and she drew a shark, and this changed completely the attitude of the professor. She is now happy, she is now kind of forgiving Mai, and Mai is happy because that was her purpose. That's why she just goes away after her purpose was fulfilled. And in the last few scenes you can see a content Mai, perhaps even a happy Mai, because it's hard to read her body language. You kind of see a happy Mai because now she make amends of her mistake, and now the little girl is happy, and she's happy because she received something in exchange. It was not just giving, she received something. A drawing of a kid, yeah, it doesn't sound like much, but for Mai in that moment was the best gift that she could ever receive. And that is the magical of Nichijou. They can make something amazing out of nothing, out of a throwaway joke. They are that good. And I love Nichijou for those little moments. Because yes, the jokes are amazing, the humor is great. But those little details, like when Nano enters the school and all those episodes, and in this one, and hell, when Yuko is trying to help Mio with the sports, and these are the moments that really make Nichijou magical and amazing and above a lot of the shows, a lot of the comedy shows that I have seen. This is one of the main reasons I love Nichijou. Man, I love this episode. It's another heartwarming ending. And yes, it's still, speaking about endings, the ending song is pretty good. It is still not on the same level as what I consider the best song of the show, and not only of the show, of a lot of shows. But still, it's great. Anyway, I really exhausted the topic of this episode. This was a very short commentary compared to anything else, but again, I'm just discarding the recap because it's just a waste of time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reaction / commentary, and yeah, I don't have anything else to say, so thank you for your attention and see you on the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.